Hello, 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 and welcome to the Rag Company podcast. This is the main show, number 45, and to my left, I've got Anthony.
What's up, guys?
And my right, I've got Levi.
Oh, yeah, it feels good to be back.
And I'm Dane. And we're here basically
nice and early.
Week.
Yeah.
Early, very early.
It's because we're getting on a plane this afternoon.
Yeah, we got things to do today. So we thought we'd come to you guys a little earlier and get this put out. So by the time you're seeing this, we're probably already gone.
Hopefully we're already over there.
Yeah, I mean.
Hopefully.
So anyway, guys, what are we going to go do?
Well, we're going to get on a plane tonight. We're going to fly to Seattle for like an hour, and then we're gonna.
Yeah, it's not a long.
We're not doing much there, and then we're getting on a plane, and we're gonna fly all night over all your sweet houses.
Yep.
Dropping off gifts.
Dropping off gifts like Santa Claus.
Yeah.
We'll be thinking of you the entire
Actually, we'll be sleeping, and we'll be on a red-eye flight to Newark.
Yeah, sleeping.
Yeah.
They'll be sleeping. I'll just be
Somewhat.
panicking for 6 hours. So
He'll just be anxiously
fine.
sitting up.
yeah, I'm like,
It's gonna be amazing.
I'm like,
the
guys,
whole time.
you feel that bump? That was pretty bad. I look over. They're just like, I'm like, oh god, who am I gonna talk to?
You try and make him feel better. Just tell him, well, if you can't see anything out the window, then you're fine.
Yeah.
It's probably a better thing. You know,
Yeah.
I just don't like how dark it gets in the cabins during night flights. You know how they shut off all the lights for people to sleep. I don't like that.
Well, that's why you're gonna have your own little.
It would be worse if it just stayed lit up like a.
That's why you'll have your scan grip light. You'll have your headlamp on.
Wow, nobody's gonna think you're a jerk for leaving that on.
Just the brightest thing. Be like, turn that thing off.
I'm looking for swirls in the seat in front of me.
Yeah. Oh, man, that
You're like, I'm trying to work.
Yeah, I'm trying to work, guys. I'm polishing.
Just anything
I brought my Nano.
You brought your
Anything
Nano.
to take your mind off of flying. So yeah.
That's true. That actually probably would. If I was detailing, if there was like a panel or something I could do in that period of time, I probably would not think that I was on a flight.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the beauty of it. If you're OCD and you're panicked about flying, you just direct their OCD somewhere else.
Yeah, well, the nice thing is we're flying business class on Alaskan Airlines.
Yeah, we are.
Whoa,
that was a change last minute.
Rollers.
Just so you know, we're not there yet. We're not getting the free upgrades to first class or anything like that.
It's going to be a while.
Yeah.
Someday, maybe it'll be a lot cooler.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
But we are getting business class, which is
4 inches of extra leg room.
4 inches.
I was going to say, let's be honest, though, guys.
Like, 4 inches does make a
difference. The
difference.
amount of leg room and everything you get nowadays in those higher classes is just what you used to get in the regular classes back in the day, and now it's somehow a perk.
Oh, also, the Alaska Airlines has Recaro seating.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
So when we're across from Recaro at SEMA, we can talk about how much we enjoy the flight.
I thought you were going to say, so when it gets turbulent and we hit some really hard curves,
the bolstering will hold us in.
I'm like, I don't want to hear that. Don't tell me that. That's the time where I don't want Recaro seats.
Talk to me, Goose.
Taking some G's.
So where are we going down to the Detailers?
So we're going down to Detailers Domain
event in this
in Norwood.
This Friday and then part of Saturday. We're going to be there. We got a lot going on this week. We're going to be planning a couple different trips within this trip. So the second we land in New Jersey, we are getting in a car and we are driving 6 hours to
Virginia.
It's
not
Norfolk,
enough we flew overnight.
Norfolk, Virginia.
Norfolk,
Virginia.
You have to say it a particular way.
I think it's Norfolk.
Norfolk.
And if you're even slightly off, you just offended a bunch of people.
We just say it's Norfolk.
Yeah, well,
it's like people's with
that.
like
Norfolk.
Louisville versus Louisville or Louisville. They all get upset if you say it.
So we're going to go down to Norfolk, Virginia to Phantom Works. Those of you that watch the Velocity TV show Phantom Works, hopefully you've seen our sign in the background. We probably won't because the season's starting.
Yeah.
The new season's on TV. So hopefully you will see our sign. But we're going to go down, get a tour of the studio, meet Dan, say hi to Connor and those guys down there. Just check out the place. I need to get a T-shirt for my dad because it's his favorite show. So he's like super excited and jealous that we're going to do that.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna get down there to Norfolk. We're gonna spend the night, grab some dinner, wander around the city or something, and then
it's a fun change of pace.
Go get lost.
Yeah. And then we're gonna wake up early.
Yep.
And we're gonna do the
tour.
Tour early. I mean, like,
well,
6 a.m.
We got so much stuff
early
to do. It makes sense.
So
put that in there
we're gonna hook up with Connor. He's gonna take us around. He gets in at 6, so we're gonna get there about 6:30. That way we can do the meeting with him and chalk and see
that
everything.
means you,
Sleep
Anthony.
isn't super necessary on this trip.
Well,
I mean,
that's why we're not staying up late.
Yeah.
Once we get, we may get to the hotel at
You're
3
not.
and we sleep. You never know.
Yeah.
We might
Yeah,
get there
that's
and
true.
not do anything because we're all exhausted.
Yeah,
And then we just wake up early and go do the tour, and then we're gonna drive back up north towards New Jersey again.
We just like driving.
We just like to drive. It's what we do.
Yeah.
And we're gonna hook up. I've been on the phone with Tom Palancia of Simon Eyes.
Oh, cool.
So we're gonna go visit Simon Eyes.
Yeah.
So we can actually go to their corporate headquarters, check out the garage.
Nice.
Hopefully, he can show us some cool stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll throw us in one of his shows or something.
That would be rad. If
Make
not,
a
we add
guest
him.
appearance.
That'd
Yeah.
be cool.
Otherwise, we'll just take him for ours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or we could throw him on the podcast or something. We can
Yeah.
do a record podcast in his office or something.
Oh, yeah.
And then we're gonna. That'll be Wednesday night or Wednesday, depends on what time. We've got Thursday available too. So if we want, we can just roll back up into Paramus and then head up Thursday morning or whatever we want to do, and then come back Thursday night.
Yep.
And that's when everybody flies in.
Okay.
Dylan and Jeremy,
Friends.
they all show up
All of our
Wednesday
friends get
evening.
in. Yeah.
Some of them do. Some show up Thursday.
They're showing up for the event. They're not making a week of it like we
No,
are.
but we're all staying at the same hotel, so that'll be fun. So hopefully we can hook up with those guys, do some stuff, and then Friday morning we go to Detailer's Domain and set up for the clinic and the class. I'll be teaching a little 1 hour presentation on microfiber.
Yep.
Rupes is doing a couple different videos as well, a couple presentations, and then you guys though have the possibility to.
Yeah, I think we might be up to
You're going to help me set up, but then you're going to bounce because
Yeah.
you guys get to go do something with somebody, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Kind of playing it by
maybe.
ear.
Yeah.
Probably a famous YouTube star. So
I think
Yeah.
we mentioned him in the last.
so hopefully we'll see how that goes. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, so we'll see. So right now we're in contact with him. I've been texting him back and forth, and we're just trying to see how it works with both of our schedules because he
Yep.
has a hectic week.
Yep.
We have a hectic week. If everything lines up, cool.
Well, he's not even in town until the end
he's
of
not
the
even
week.
in town. So if it works out, cool. If it doesn't work out, then we'll see. But I'm sure that I'm sure something we always get lucky with these type of things,
Yeah.
and something fun always happens. So
I mean, we can't take anything for granted. It's always a case of doing stuff on the fly. But as we found out from Florida and stuff, the way that stuff works out, we didn't have any of our gear, and it still managed to work out.
Yeah.
Got the whole thing done with Adam. That was really fun. He was super cool, and look forward to doing something here. So it'll be really fun.
Just everything.
Whatever the
Every
case
trip
is.
we've ever done, we
Yeah.
always have. It works out really well for us.
Yeah.
We're
So,
good at improvising.
yeah,
So.
yeah, exactly. And we're all good travelers in the sense that we can, we're down for whatever.
we can
Yeah.
switch it
Minus
up.
the flying, he's pretty
Right.
good.
Yeah, literally, just
Yeah.
get me on the ground, down for literally whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just the getting there.
So that'll
is
be
the hard part.
So that'll be Friday, and then Saturday morning will be a Detailer's Domain for the open house. But then we have to pack up again, get all our stuff packed up, and then we are on the road by noon. We have to leave by noon. We have to leave Detailer's Domain at noon.
I mean, it's a really busy airport.
And it's a
so we
1
gotta
hour
give
drive to the
ourselves
airport
enough
from
time.
Detailer's Domain. Because
Yeah.
it's basically 30 minutes to our hotel and then 20 minutes from the hotel to Detailer's Domain. And then, but combine all that. We got to
Basically, have all your
So-
ducks in a row when you get there that morning, so that you don't have to do anything with them once you're
Right.
back.
So we get back. We'll get back to Newark, and then our goals be there by 1. Drop the rental car off, get all that stuff done, and be on our way in because then our flight leaves at 4:30.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we heard Newark's a massive airport. Some of us,
It's very busy.
So
all
we
the
need to. They were like, "Yeah, you need 3 hours." So
That's
everybody
nuts.
over there. So we were like,
Yeah.
"Son of a." Good thing I got pre-check.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
because you guys are flying with me, you got pre-check too.
Hey, right on.
So pretty sweet.
That is nice.
I've signed up for
I
Clear.
was going to say, you're working your way up to clear.
No, I'm on Clear now.
Yeah.
I have to get my biometric scanned. So if in Seattle, if there's a kiosk or something that
That's
I'm
just
able,
a fancy way of saying eyes and fingerprints.
yeah. But if there's a fancy way to do that while we're in Seattle, I can do it.
Okay.
I don't know if there's one in Boise yet. I don't think so. So
You notice every single time we fly, it basically, Boise is wonderful, but basically what happens is oh, you're flying somewhere important? Well, you go from Boise to wherever the nearest actual important airport is, and then you go, and it's always Seattle or something like that.
So Seattle's got it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and get it done while we're there. If not, no big deal. I'll do it when your dad and I go to the UK next month.
Yeah.
So I'll just get it done then.
Yeah, no, very cool. So we have that going on, and then I guess, I mean, you guys have been hearing about this trip for a while now, so if you guys are in the area, feel free to hit us up. You can message us on Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah. If you've got a lot of Reddit guys.
Restaurant recommendations or anything, like I said, we're going to be in Norfolk. So if you are listening and you're down there, hit us up.
Yeah.
Send us a message on Facebook, any of those things, and maybe go grab some food or something. To our East Coast listeners.
Yep.
Hey, John, if you're listening, you need to come to the Detailers Domain event this weekend. Just at least come say hi. Saturday's the open house, so it's free. Just show up Saturday morning and come give us a hug. That's all.
Doesn't cost you anything but some time.
Yeah. So, but we're excited. We're gonna, try and hook up with some people. I know. We're just gonna. It's gonna be fun. So.
Yeah. Very cool.
I'm excited. It's always fun because it feels like work, but it's not work because we're basically just going to hang out with some friends.
It does, but it doesn't.
Yeah, it's kind of a neat, especially for me, like 90 degree, 100 degree days, like detailing cars, like it's hard work.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
So I feel like for me, like that's work.
Much respect to all the guys doing that.
Yeah, like that's real work. Like that's work. And so sometimes like this stuff to me doesn't feel like we're working all that hard.
Yeah.
Even though like there's a lot of stuff that goes in.
Speak for yourself,
there's
sir.
a lot of
I
stress.
spent 12 hours doing a paint correction in a 90-degree garage with humidity the last big trip. So.
I know, I was wielding cameras the entire time
and
you were
Dane
doing
is
it.
over
So
there.
I was in an
watching-
air-conditioned room.
Dane is
I was
watching
doing
my
at least
pads
75% of the work he
small-
was doing because when I wasn't filming stuff,
See,
he
that's
literally
why I
had
don't
me
reach
sitting
out
in the
to
corner.
guys to detail their cars while visiting.
No, that was the funniest thing is because of our limited supplies that we had on hand in Florida. We were just in Adam's garage, and he has me as like, okay, Dane, now I need to clean the pad so we can keep going.
Yeah.
I was like, oh boy. So I had
Dane's like, I've never done
I
this
asked
before.
Nicole, I was like, where do I get some water in a bowl? And she helped me out and got that
Give
stuff
him
set
a
up, and
food
basically,
bowl.
basically gave me like a food prep
Like
bowl,
a cereal bowl?
Like a
It
big
was,
bowl.
no, it was big. It was
Okay,
like,
good.
Like
it
a
was
serving
like
bowl.
this. But I'm sitting over there, just sitting crisscross applesauce as I do on the floor, and just like kneading the pads, cleaning them, and going to the next one. I was like, okay, here you go, dry it off. Here we go, go for it.
Yeah,
it was like the most.
Then
just-
Dane's in the backseat cleaning windows.
Yeah,
I'm like,
doing
Dane,
windows.
I'm like, get the windows clean. All right.
I felt like I had to at least include a little like clip of myself working in there, just so people didn't think Dane was chilling behind a tripod.
Oh no,
just
it
watching
was,
all go
Yeah.
down.
it was
Yeah.
that was a lot of work. When we got back that night, that was crazy. So, and that might happen for me.
That might happen
this
again.
trip.
Yeah,
So-
you guys might have to do that.
So
I might make you detail one of his cars again.
yeah, so it'll be. So he's like, yeah, guys, this doesn't feel like work. And I'm over here like, okay, well, do you want to
You wanna
switch
jump
places?
in? Yeah.
So
Maybe
see,
I teach you. That's
I'll
what this
do
is
the
going to be. I'll
presentation.
teach you how to.
That's why I teach, and I don't do the work anymore.
Spoiler
Like-
alert: the guy we may be meeting is not a detailer. So,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
He has some pretty funny videos about washing a car, though.
Yeah.
So, but we have that going on. So, and we want to talk about our weekend. What did what did everybody do this weekend?
Well, Anthony, you got drunk because you're hungover.
So, okay, well, I wouldn't want to make that obvious. All right, I didn't want to make it super obvious. So
No, he's
I did
not hungover.
I'm not hungover, but I did go out last night. So Kevin Hart was in town, and we got tickets a while back, and this
Nice.
is something that I've been really looking forward to. So I got tickets for me and a couple of my other friends, and I've never really been to like a big comedy show here in Boise, so this was like exciting.
Where was it?
At the Ford Idaho Center. So it was
Oh wow!
So it was the
you had
it
to
was,
drive to Nampa,
I had to drive to Nampa. It
the
was,
city
yeah.
of Nampa.
So it was huge though. Traffic, the freeway was
Oh, I
backed
bet.
up like miles and miles and miles.
There's only
but-
so many roads going into that spot.
For people that don't know, and we don't have a lot of huge events like this in Boise, like especially with like a lot of big names coming. So typically, when like a big name person comes, everybody wants to go see them. So, anyways, yeah, ended up going to the show. Yeah, I have a couple adult beverages, but I kept it under control. And what was actually the funniest part is that Kevin Hart, he had a great set, right? It was hilarious. But I actually thought that the two guys prior to him were funnier.
Who opened?
I can't remember their names. And I feel really bad that I can't remember their names. But he had 2 opening acts, but they're called the Red Cup Boys, is what I think they're called. Can't remember their exact names, but dude, their stuff was good. Like I was crying. I was crying. But then, when you see Kevin Hart though, it's kind of like it's weird because you watch and you're seeing this guy. You're like, oh, that's a familiar face. I've seen that guy in how many movies and all of this stuff. So you're kind of already knowing what to expect. But it was still a really good show. Ended up doing that, went home last night, and now we're here bright and early. So that was, So yard work, comedy show, nothing
Nice.
super exciting, but it was still fun.
That's a good weekend.
So Dane, what did you end up doing?
I didn't end up doing too much. I actually came back to it. All my stories and the weekends revolve about coming back here because I'd never seem to leave this
Dane,
place.
Dane doesn't have a life.
Go home, Dane.
You have
back.
a girlfriend that lives at your house.
Yeah.
He's
we understand that we're, busy.
This is Dane's
people,
place.
so-
This is Dane's time. He's like, I'm going out to the cave, all right? Don't bother me.
It's like I'm driving.
Effectively,
to the
I
cave.
guess, this is like my man cave here.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
But, I made sure, got to keep the fluids going in the Miata. So I drove that because I've been driving the Volvo so much lately. It's like, switch it over to the Miata, make it interesting.
Yeah, it was good weather, too.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And, I had the top down, enjoyed that. Basically came here, finished up, put the last touches on this week's Wash Wednesday. 'Cause I know people are like, it's been a couple weeks since we had one. What's going on? Well, it's because I was working on the Big Daddy of the Wash Wednesdays. So
Yeah, that was rad.
This one's really, really good. I'm just hoping that it doesn't fall into the same place that a lot of these other videos that we spend so much time and effort on do.
Share
it, like it, watch it, show it to all your friends, keep talking about it. This is like the best of the best
Just
of the
have
best.
it on repeat.
This was a childhood poster car.
Yeah.
So it's not like we did some modified Civic or something. This is not that there's anything wrong.
It's not
with
like we did an
modified
06
Civics.
Hyundai Elantra.
Yeah, well,
that's
we're
still on the
hopefully
roster.
coming
That's
soon.
probably going to be the best.
You know what I'd love
episode.
is if we did one, but it wasn't yours. Just to spite you.
That would be amazing.
But like another person that
that would
is just
be-
as like adamant about
We've got Klein. Klein's got a purple
oh yeah,
04 Elantra.
I guess we got to do that then.
You might have or 03.
But I mean, certain people listen to the podcast, but not everybody who watches those videos listens to the podcast. I feel comfortable saying what it is. I think it's okay to spoil it. Get people excited because it's coming out in 2 days.
Just say the 3 letters.
959.
If you don't know what that is, put it into Google
Just type those
If you
3
do
numbers
know
in.
what it is, you should be excited
to watch.
Yeah, pretty excited. Then just look
So,
up just like the typical median value of one, and then just go from there.
And in this particular case, this one was like one of the 4 originally brought over under the law. It was responsible for
for making
leading
that
to
happen.
creating.
Yeah.
So
It was basically the one that was taking a
this
picture of and
one's
put
a
on
little
Dane's wall.
above even what like your, if you can call it. There's only like 300 of them out there, but if you can call it, run of the mill, this is above that.
Yeah,
this
is like
this is quintessential.
the best.
Pretty dope.
So pretty rad.
So Levi, what did you end up doing over the weekend?
I'm still unpacking. So I had a lot
That's
of
still happening.
Yeah, no,
It's been-
my goal was to try and be able to park a car in the garage this weekend. That didn't happen.
And
I
with
still
you
have that
going
much
on a
stuff.
Trip,
Well,
it's
and it's like, like I'm gonna go home today, and I've still got like a couple electrical outlets I need to replace. I've still got just stuff that I need to get done before I leave too, and so there's a honey-do list that I chip away at. So we did a lot of that on Friday. I replaced a bunch of light fixtures, some fans. I did a bunch of that stuff. I still have a light fixture and a fan to replace. Probably won't get to those till we get back. But got to do a lot of that. And then on Saturday, just same thing. That's all we did all day. Friday night, kind of hung out with the kids, went and got snow cones or something.
Ooh, nice.
But then Saturday, we got all that stuff done. And it felt like there was not enough hours in the day.
there never are.
I tried to go look at that truck, that little S10 pickup. Got caught in a big storm on the way out there, so we ended up having to turn around. But kid wanted to hook up on Saturday to meet and was like, I'll meet you halfway. And I was like, my Saturday is so full of stuff. Like, I'm not going to be able to hook up with you to look at that truck. If it's still available next week when I get back, I'll give you a call and we'll see, because I'm leaving town.
And on one hand, I understand that. On the other hand, if I was in his shoes, I definitely kind of be looking at it like you do. You get some of those flaky buyers.
Oh, yeah. Like, I don't want to be that guy.
I know. And it's just a perception. You get those people who probably mean well, and they're just like, it's not going to work out now.
For those of you that don't know, the truck's like an hour away.
Yeah, so it's just far enough away you can't make an easy trip out of it.
So it's an hour over and an hour back, basically, plus whatever. So all of a sudden it takes a big chunk out of the day to go over and do that. And so to be able to meet him halfway was great, but again, it's still an hour and a half or 2 hours that I have to account for that I don't have in my schedule for Saturday. So, so I never got to go see him on Saturday, so I basically said, hey man, I'm going to be back east for the week for work. I come back on Father's Day. If it's still available, I'll give you a call on Monday. We'll get something figured out. And he's like, okay, that's fine. Like, I feel bad. I feel frustrated. Fun fact, Nate is buying a little short box S10 as well.
Oh, wow.
Little one. So,
well, and for those who don't know, he already drives a rather modded
they've seen
Tacoma.
it. Yeah, I'm sure they've seen it. It's he's got a big expedition build on a Tacoma.
It's actually in the background of a detox.
Yep.
You go back to the Junkman detox we did
right when we moved into the studio. Nate dropped his truck off, and we had it as a backdrop. But Nate's our one of our e-commerce webmasters, and so. But anyway, he told me, he's like, I bought that the other S10 that was like. Yeah, I haven't gotten mine yet. So, a little frustrating. But Saturday night, though, we got to test out our theater.
Ooh, cool.
We've been watching TV and movies and stuff. My wife and I did this week.
70 inches?
70 inch.
Oh, wow.
It's not a contest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not like that. I think like a 67 inch.
So I've got for you audiophiles, I just have a normal 70-inch Vizio. And then I got a new 4K Blu-ray player. For upstairs, and then a new Yamaha receiver and speakers and all that good stuff. So I still need to upgrade the speaker wire and finish hanging the speakers properly. They're just kind of thumbtacked in at the moment. I got mounts and stuff. I just got to get it all finished, dialed in, so to speak. And but I got all that. So we actually got to like turn it on and use it and like crank it up a little bit. And so my wife and I's friends came over, and it was fun because it was the four of us, and we got to test out our new couch in all its glory.
Nice.
So I have a sectional that has one long couch side, and then across is a love seat, and then the next piece is a very large chase. So you can stretch out, right? And then the people on the love seat has a trundle that pulls out underneath. That lifts up, that becomes like an ottoman. So all the way across, it's basically four people can literally can sit up at the couch with their feet all the way across. It's wicked. It's great.
That sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah. So the only thing it needs now is cup holders.
Well, you see, as soon as you have cup holders built into a couch, it becomes tacky.
Right.
It's that 90s.
And that's what we didn't want.
That you saw.
Yeah. And that's what we didn't want.
Good.
So I got to build we're looking at like either making or finding like a sofa table for the back.
Sure. Yeah.
So behind your head, you can like put your soda back there or something. But my wife had her candy box. We've got our, so I went to the dollar store because they've got movie theater candy.
Yeah.
I spent like $40 on movie theater candy.
Oh my god.
Different types. And then we put it in a little box, and my wife put it on the shelf to decorate that this is our new theater.
Yeah.
And then we ordered a little mini fridge.
Ooh.
To go in there too, so that way we can fill it full of.
Are you going to chastise people who try and grab the candy?
No, no, they can eat it. They're more welcome to help themselves. And
as
then
long as they watch a movie.
Yep, and the food will have lots of Diet Pepsi and Diet Mountain Dew in it. So
of course,
that's good. I have one of these Pepsi Cola signs.
Oh wow! Where'd you get that?
Hanging in the theater.
That's nice.
It's a very large tin sign that's hanging in the theater.
Yeah.
This is my patch. This is my Pepsi Cola patch that's going on my...
You're going to iron that onto one of your detailing shirts, aren't you?
We did discuss that in a previous podcast.
And he does have the go from...
And I do now have the go from Pepsi. Mm-hmm. They're not sending me any product yet.
But they will.
Let's just say I met with a lady from Coke.
Yeah.
This past week who has a brother-in-law who works for Pepsi.
Oh, okay. So you're in.
I thought you were trying to stiff arm him there for a second.
No, well,
Like,
I
if you don't give me what I want, I'll switch
Will.
sides.
let's just put it this way. She walked into my house and I was wearing a Pepsi shirt and she was wearing a Coke shirt.
Oh, that must have been awkward.
And that's when
And-
you knew it was on.
Yeah. And I was like, you need to get out right now. And she was like, hold on a second. I come bearing tidings of joy and good cheer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Here's the deal. So we'll see. We'll see if that comes to fruition. So I'm working my way slowly.
You're
know.
relentless.
Well, that's what it's what it takes.
Yeah.
Right?
Tenacious.
They're missing out on a very keen opportunity. I don't know if you guys knew this, but Pepsi is the choice of the next new generation.
I don't know
where have
about
I heard that before?
Is that a
So,
thing?
Yeah.
I'm
Anyway,
not
so that was Saturday. Sunday, we just went to church and hung out and just spent the day chilling.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
We had great weather.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful with like one exception.
Wild storms.
Yeah, it kind of snuck up, but
We woke up on Sunday and all our lawn chairs were strewn about the backyard and our swing had been blown over and
Yeah.
it was like, holy crap. Like there was some wind last night or the other night, so
Yeah.
pretty good. But today's pretty decent. I'm just excited to get on this trip.
I know
Get
it's
rolling
that
out.
sense of there's always this lingering sense of excitement mixed with a little bit of dread because you know you're going to forget something. You just don't
Yeah.
know what yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
You won't know until you're on the plane and then you go,
Yeah.
So,
So
It
we
is-
need to remember to bring stickers.
yes,
So, because that's the one thing we didn't pack.
that's right.
Yeah.
We didn't put any in the
Get
We-
some
yeah,
stickers.
so we need to bring some stickers with us.
We're bringing some towels. We are a
And
towel
you are
company.
bringing some
So we are
towels.
bringing some
Yeah.
towels. So I'll keep that right there.
We're not bringing everything.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But
We're not
at the
bringing
same
the
time, we
zoo.
are bringing
We're bringing those
displays.
things.
We are
So-
bringing a display of everything so
Yeah.
that people can touch and feel if they want to feel. If you're coming to the Detailers Domain event, we will have every towel in the lineup.
So if you've always wondered,
It will be grommeted and attached to a giant steel cable.
so don't
Yeah.
try and use it on your car.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very heavy. But this way, if you want to feel, maybe you didn't know what the 500 feels like, you can feel one. Maybe you don't know what the
Or like,
the
what's
Edgeless
the-
300 and the Edgeless
Yeah.
365 feel the difference of. You can feel the difference between them. So
What's a twist pile feel
Yeah.
like? Yeah,
yeah,
all that
if
stuff.
you want to know, well, I like the all-purpose Terry, but what
Yeah.
makes it better? What makes the 300 better?
Or even
know.
going, I mean, your presentation, your class essentially will kind of help people.
We're going to talk.
who
We're
maybe
going to give
have,
the
like,
basics of microfiber.
Yeah, what I was going to get at was, I mean, answering questions as simple as, why does this microfiber catch my hand when I rub my hand across it? Like, that kind of stuff is some of the most basic stuff that people kind of want to.
Yeah,
No.
we're going to do a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Kind of just simple, easy, basic microfiber stuff. So,
Yeah.
so that'll be good.
Yeah.
And then, I'm just excited to be able to see everybody that comes out. I hope it's a big turnout. I hope we get to see a lot of folks. We've been told it's a big turnout.
I'm seeing like 400 and change on,
That's what we've been hearing.
on the event page on Facebook.
Yeah,
so,
which would be pretty wild.
yeah.
That'll
Looks good.
That'll be
So-
a decent turnout. But
And I hear it's
I'm
not
excited.
that big of a place, so it's going to
Yeah.
be pretty packed.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. It's like crazy.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah, but I think for people that are coming or people that are just listening in general, so when it comes to choosing like microfiber towels, right, we try to tell people if you can get your hands on some to try and see what the difference is, that's a big thing. We get a lot of people calling in and saying, why would I want this towel over this towel? And then I kind of go into this big explanation and I try to educate as much as I can on GSM, the pile of the towel, the length of the fibers, the way certain towels feel for certain products. And sometimes I feel like I lose people, right, because I go a little bit too far
Yeah.
down the rabbit hole, and I
Well,
probably
and that's
should.
why the class PowerPoint that I'm teaching is
Yeah.
very basic.
Yeah.
It's literally,
Yeah.
we call it Microfiber 101 because it's the basic.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe that's something I kind of wanted to address, just because, we've kind of talked about where we're going, what we're doing. But when it comes to a lot of these things, just more general with detailing microfiber, anything in particular, depending on who you're talking to, some people have a tendency to really overanalyze what's going on.
True.
Really just go way too far down the rabbit hole when it's not necessary. Now, if you're doing that for fun,
Yeah.
by all means, go ahead. But if you're just trying to learn and you're just trying to figure it out and you see all this information, it's overwhelming, and you're asking questions about things that won't happen or, you're not even going to run into until way further down the line, you just notice a lot of people are given so much information without necessarily good direction.
Well, and like one of the simple things that we show people that people probably don't know is if you look at our logo behind Dane's head, that's actually a cross section of a microfiber strand.
Yeah.
So if, and it's surprising, a lot of, like what I did it in Puerto Rico, when I brought that up, people were like, you could hear an audible gasp. I just blew their minds because we put that up alongside the Rupes cross section that they had a microfiber.
Yeah.
And everyone was like,
that makes sense.
Yeah. And that, like, all of a sudden they were like, wow, you guys really do know microfiber. It's like, well, okay, like that's, most people make a logo of the business that they're...
It's like that scene in Family Guy where Peter's all excited when he sees the name of the movie used in a quote in the... It's like, there it is!
Yeah. But it's something very simple and very subtle that a lot of people don't seem to notice.
Yeah.
And we play around with it. I mean, you've got...
There's so many variants.
Different variations of our logo on our stuff and with the hat and where we got there. Yeah. So...
Yeah, I didn't realize we were going to be doing all these things with it when I first designed it, so I might have gone simpler if that had been the case. But it's worked out pretty well.
It's worked out really well.
People love logo, yeah.
Yeah, and so just teaching like some of the basics of that gets people started to where they go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now I get it, and it allows them to want to grow farther in it. So maybe for mobile tech, we need to do a microfiber 102.
Just like deeper. For those of you who enjoyed that first part but want something a little more, follow me, and we'll kind of just do a little
and just
more.
Push it a little farther and get a little more into the technical, because like a lot of people think that we make microfiber soup to nuts. We do, start to finish. It's us, but it's made in a bunch of different factories all the way down the line.
And that always surprises people that when it comes to the factories, it's not just one factory responsible for the entire process. It's incremental.
Yeah.
And everybody has their thing they're good at. But if you were to try, it's the jack of all trades issue where you don't want to have just somebody who's like good at a lot of things but not great at any of them. You want to have like who's the best at this.
And for detailers, to put it in perspective, it's like, there are customers that can come in your shop and they can get a lowering kit, they can get wheels, they can get tint, they can get clear bra, and they can get it detailed. There are some shops that do all of that. And then there are other shops where, hey, bring your car in and you tell them, hey, this is what I want to get done. And they'll provide the service to where they can say, cool, well, we'll take it for the next 2 weeks. And when you pick it back up, all that stuff will be done. But then it is sent... All right, we're going to send it to our friend here who does window tinting. We have a friend that does wheels and tires, and we've got a friend that does, clear bra, and then it all comes back, and the customer's happy. That's kind of how it works with, not in a general form,
it's like the subcontracting thing where basically it's like we're responsible
because the factories would be insane.
We're responsible for the final product, but we know the right people for the job to get it there, and it's
our fiber, it's our yarn, it's all that. So. We just have to move it.
Yeah.
But so there's little things like you go deeper into it that people don't seem to quite understand all the nuances.
And that's why quality control is always such a,
Yeah, because there are a lot of people that just don't. They automate it and go, peace out.
No lie, it's a challenge. But at the same time, you do everything you can to ensure that the final product is always the best it can be.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's one of those interesting things that I think a lot of people would be curious about, but at the same time, you want to start people off on the right foot. You don't want to overwhelm them.
Well, and you teach them the different types. The biggest thing is weaves. You teach a person a different type of weave, teach them a different type of blend, and once they can get that, then they can start digging. They can start figuring out. They can start learning, like, why does this weave work better? I remember when...
because that's the immediate question after, well, you have all these different weaves. Why?
Yeah. Well, and a lot of people don't realize that a terry weave, which is like an all-purpose,
it's
like a Costco towel.
Common microfiber towel there is. You say microfiber towel, that's what most people picture.
But when we say terry weave, it's the weave.
We're not talking about cotton.
Yeah. The weave is a terry style weave. But people think that. They're like, only cotton towels are terry towel. Mm-hmm. And it's like, no. Yeah. That's the weave of that type of cotton or microfiber or whatever. That weave, the way it's woven. So
And you're just trying to establish a sense of standardization across the board for what each thing is, so that, you know, you can come up with any name you want for it as a pet name or a nickname or whatever, or like the name of the product that represents that particular weave in your brand's lineup.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you got to have a sense of, you know, standards of what this is. Like an alternator, no matter what car it's in, it's an alternator. Different companies will make alternators or whatever, but it's still an alternator. So it's the same approach with any other product. It's like, let's not, you know, muddy the water.
Well, and it's like the same with the polishers. Like, as we've noticed with Rupes polishers, as we've learned more and more, we've delved deeper into them. Everything has a different, you know, the different movements is unique to each type of paint.
Orbital, rotary, all that different stuff. Just, you know, different companies will make variations on that theme, but ultimately the fundamentals remain the same. It's just how they're executed.
Well, and Rupes has gone even deeper, you know, like they showed us. They've got pads and compound polishes designed specifically for each tool, which is there's not a lot of companies that do that. If you think about it, they're like the only ones.
It's impressive. At the same time, though, it still starts with that fundamental, this is the motion.
Yep.
And that's why they're big on that, like they teach those classes. Like we got when we were down in Colorado, you got the class and all the different
and then
movements.
we taught it here.
Yeah. So it was super cool. But,
so anyway, it's the key of all this is just education. The reason we do all this stuff is to educate our customers. Again, we don't sell Rupes products. We just get to be along for the ride in the sense and get to use, you know, their marketing clout with our marketing clout and vice versa. So it's a very unique situation for us to be able to be a part of this kind of stuff. But it fits along the line. If you think about it, we're trying to teach you the best use of microfiber. They're trying to teach you the best use of a polisher. And we're all just showing our products. And what are you going to wipe your compounded polish off with?
Sandpaper.
Okay. Like, right, Anthony?
I mean, like, that's my shirt, actually.
Oh, well, but like a lot of people like to use their shirts for that kind of stuff.
And yes, if somebody
just take it off and wipe it on.
If somebody appears on our channel as a brand or something like that, I guess in a sense that might be considered a level of endorsement, just because we care about the people involved.
You know,
and
we're
the
just saying a couple things like that.
But at the same time, don't be shocked if other brands come on the channel or something like that, because we're going to have, you know, we're going to have Flex here. There's other stuff going on too. So it's not.
Yeah, you got to remember, guys. We have to also, when we get people out here, we reach out to them and schedule for a year. In January, what our year is going to look like. And we get everything figured out. And so
this year looked pretty intimidating compared to past years.
It did. And so, but we've been really fortunate to have all the people that have come out to be able to do stuff with us. Like
it's
we
so
did last
cool that
year.
people actually want to come out here and see us and
be on the podcast and do videos with us. So
we're just some dudes.
So, you know, we're able to try and, you know, leverage that and be able to do stuff where we can reach out to other folks and go, hey, do you want to come on? Do you want to be visit us and check this out? So yeah, we've got PNS and Flex coming out, and Rennie Doyle. All three are coming out in October. We've got Justin Pate from the Rap Institute wanting to come back in August.
His Details cast was actually really popular. I guess he got it to his followers, and those guys just blew it up.
Yeah. John actually brought that up, too. He was like, that was so cool you guys had Justin on there. It was way
cool.
So, you know, so we reach out to a lot of different, you know, like I said, we got in with Justin Pate of the Rap Institute. So he wraps cars.
Yeah.
You know, like, here's a guy who's been doing it just as long as anybody, like longer than almost anybody, and the main voice of rap. The rap industry.
Like the voice,
So just because we do these things, our goal is solely education. It's to educate you further in your business, in your career, in your job. So think about those kind of things when you're doing it. That's the whole reason we do this. The whole reason we go to these events is for people to come out to learn.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way you're going to get better. I look at it as I never went to college. I did some, but not a lot.
Ditto.
And so for me, at almost 40 years old, I see this kind of stuff as college exams and tests for me in my field.
Yeah.
And being able to attend these clinics, attend these classes, attend these open houses, attend Mobile Tech, attend SEMA, be able to sit in on the classes and things like that, or these lectures, so to speak, these PowerPoint presentations, they are just bettering me.
Yeah.
And they are helping my knowledge Because for those of us that have been in it, you can get stagnant. You can get really stagnant.
It's easy to get very complacent and just
stuck in your ways.
This works. I'm cool.
Yeah.
I don't need to try anymore. I mean, where I'm at.
But
I'm
I
good.
mean, like, you're a great example. Like, where you started as a hobbyist to where you are now in the last year and a half, because of the access you have had to tools,
welcome.
equipment, education. No, I'm serious, though. If you think about it, if you didn't have, all the YouTube channels, all the different folks that we've been able to meet and talk to, the lessons you've been able to receive from folks,
Like the education really, it accelerated, things like substantially.
Yeah.
To the point to where, I feel comfortable working on $1 million cars, or I feel comfortable doing things like that now. To whereas if you would have came to me, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, you just said, "Hey, take that polisher and go polish that." I would say, "Yeah, no, that's never going to happen."
Well, let's just say the open house that we had, when this place first opened, and you were here,
when I
and
showed
if
up,
I would have grabbed you and been like, "Anthony, we're going across the other parking lot, and or the building or warehouse," and that was before we had the studio, but let's just pretend
polish
there's a 959 out there. You need to do it.
Yeah,
you're gonna wash it, and you're gonna do a video on it.
I would have felt pretty uncomfortable doing that.
You'd be looking at. Does he mean somebody else? Or?
Yeah. Is he talking about me? Yeah. No.
No. You've been on a journey. This whole podcast, all this stuff is a journey.
Yeah. Well, Dane, you reaching out to folks and hooking up with YouTube people that you've watched and seen, and
I've been watching.
We now
for
have a
years
viable
and stuff,
channel,
and now it's like, oh, by the way, hello there. It'd be really fun to do some content with you sometime, and they're actually game most of the time. So it makes it really fun to be able to. I mean, it in a sense, it's a privilege, but it's an earned one, and it's something that you get to a certain point, and you just realize, like, if I were to just sit here and be complacent with where we were at, would that work for some people? Sure, but you're not going to grow as a person, and you're not going to grow as a company or any of that stuff without putting yourself out there. So
and a lot of it has to do with comfort zone.
Yeah.
You learn more when you get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah,
and
I definitely go outside my comfort zone a lot.
Yeah,
on
and
this
it's
stuff.
and it's doing that helps you grow. And too many people get stuck and stay and don't. Everything's fine. Don't change it. Sometimes you do have to change things to make things better or make things work. Or it's like John. He's growing a beard.
Yeah, crazy.
He's got that. He's trying to go for 1 year. He's growing our operations manager. And he's like, it started to slow down. It's not growing. And we were like, well, you got to trim it.
Don't get discouraged.
You got to trim it. You got to
say nice things to it every day.
You got to trim it, And he's like, I don't want to cut it because I don't want to go back.
Stunt the growth,
Stunt the growth. It's like, no, you have to do that for it to grow. I mean, literally, that's what it has. He has to trim some back.
It's like forest fires aren't all bad because the trees that come up afterwards are, stronger and better because of the result of the soil.
Yeah, and I look back to, I remember at my shop, there were times where, we wanted a ton of people. The max, we had 7 people working there.
Yeah.
And some days it was really awkward because we were all on top of each other. I had a small building. There were 7 employees. It was very frustrating.
On top of each
other.
No,
we weren't riding on each other's shoulders or anything. But we're trying to detail these cars. Get them out of here. Come on. Playing games of chicken.
Good job turning that around to the PG alternative.
Yeah. But it just felt like there's too many bodies in one room, right? Working on stuff.
Yeah.
And I ran into a friend of mine. And it was at church, actually. He's a mechanic, and he's got a mechanic shop. And that's one of the things he said. He goes, did you ever downsize your crew? And I was like, not intentionally. Usually it was because of, seasonal, winter, kids going back to school, stuff like that. Because I'd hire guys in the summer when we were busy, and then they go back to college, and they work part-time.
Yeah.
And they'd work nights or something, which was awesome for me, because then I could have cars coming through all the time. And I said, well, yeah, not intentionally, but, just seasonally. And he goes, yeah, I figured out that 4 is my magic number in my shop. Mm-hmm. And I said, oh yeah. He goes, 4 of us can get everything done. And he goes, I tried doing it with 6 last year and it didn't work. He goes, 4 of us just flow. It just flows better.
No fuss, no muss.
And he goes, but part of me keeps thinking I need to have 6 or 7 guys in here working, 6 or 7 employees. And he's like, he's like, I'm really enjoying just having the 4 of us. We're making more money. We're doing more work. We're all happier.
Yeah.
We're all nicer to each other. We're not, yelling at each other because so-and-so got in so-and-so's toolbox to get this and didn't
I've
put it
watched
back.
enough cooking shows to know too many people in a kitchen could be a problem.
I think that's called too many cooks in a kitchen. Yeah. So it's, but it's that kind of, there's a lot of us that maybe don't think that, maybe we got to lighten up our load a little bit, you know.
It's finding that comfort level. You hear people talk about different solutions to that, is like finding the level of management that you're comfortable at, the number of people you're dealing with, but also the amount of real estate you're in. Sometimes it's a fixed property, like if it's a kitchen or a one bay shop or something. Yeah, it's going to get a little tight. No matter how much business you think you can handle, only so many people can fit in that room at a given time. But working on the expansion, it's all the parts that make up the cohesive whole that really determines what that that right number is for you.
Well, and like you think about it, it goes back to that. It's balance.
Yeah.
Because it could just be maybe you don't need to do schedule that extra car at the end of the week.
I saw Infinity War. I know what Thanos was talking about.
That's right.
Yeah.
You want to, maybe you don't need to schedule, a car for the weekend or schedule a car on Friday, 1 week. Maybe take that time and, give your guys a half day on Friday or something, and give them the weekend, or give them, just maybe give your family that time, like this morning I told my kids, I was like, I'm going in to do the podcast. I'll be back. We'll have the day together and then you guys can take me to the airport. And they were ecstatic, like absolutely ecstatic. And it's things like that where you're like, okay, like I could stay here all day. I have plenty of work I could finish. I could try and get stuff done.
It's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere. I could do it on the plane if I wanted to. But it's being able to have that time where my kids are happy and excited because they're not going to see me for a week.
Yeah.
Having that extra couple hours to be able to help my wife so she can run some errands before I leave, makes a huge difference in the life of my family.
Alleviate a little pressure on your way out.
Right, yeah. And so it's a lot of little things like that most people just seem to forget, And I love seeing posts where people are like, doing this weekend, or here's what we got planned. Like, I like seeing guys talk about what they're doing on the weekend, which is kind of why we always talk about what we did on the weekend.
Yeah.
If we are always talking about, I worked, we were here, Dane.
Yeah.
But I know this isn't work for you. So,
no, I quite enjoy
but it's that, but it'd be different if you had kids.
Yeah.
And it was like, I couldn't come in today because we had to do that. We had a soccer game or we had something like that.
Yeah.
Which would be awesome when little Dane comes and plays soccer. I'm going to be so excited.
I wasn't too bad back in my day.
Little Dane.
Can't wait. Dan, wait. It's going to be amazing.
Oh, no.
Dane doesn't have a little Dane on the way. Don't worry.
Not yet. Yeah.
Not yet. At least that he doesn't know about. He hasn't been home for a while. No.
Whoa.
But it's finding that balance,
Yeah.
So it's getting trying to find what's needed. Your parents finally took a vacation for the first time in 6 years.
That was really saying something, like a true vacation. Not just like we're gonna get away for the weekend.
Because they both give every minute they have to this company.
Because even the rare moment where they do, like, we just need a weekend to get away or something like that, they're still working.
Your dad's got it. Your dad's like, let's go rent a cabin, and then I'll sit on my laptop and work all weekend. Yeah. Like, it's just
great.
A different
so you're doing the
scenery.
same thing in a prettier location.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Fine.
Yeah, but this was a legit, like, he went and slept on the beach.
So,
he didn't move.
Yeah.
They totally earned it because I'm not just buttering them up here, but they've been working. I mean,
but it was your mom has been for the last couple of years has been literally saying, like, I need to take him on a vacation. I need to get him out of here, So it's good because there's so many of us that's, I'm more comfortable working. That's how I am. Like, I have to be doing something.
You got to be able to save some time for yourself and not. It doesn't have to be a selfish thing. It's just it's looking out. If you care about the business and the work you do, you got to be able to treat yourself right so that you can be there for your customers and for the other people ultimately too.
My dad has rental properties, and he's had 2 tenants move out this month, and he has a full-time job.
Yeah.
And he has been doing 60 hours a week at his full-time job, and he's on the cusp of retirement. but his rental properties, he has to get them rented.
Yeah.
And so he's been, one house was literally destroyed by the renters.
Yeah.
So he's been just digging through that. And my brother's been going and helping, and my brother-in-law's been going over and helping. And I've just been so busy I haven't been able to. But I called him the other day and was like, hey, you guys want to come over this weekend and see the kids? You haven't seen the kids in a couple weeks. And he was like, he's like, I'm working till 7 every night. He's like, I'm working 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day. And then when I get home, I run over to the rental and spend a couple hours there. And then I'm in bed by 10. And it's him and my stepmom. And they're just, he's like, I got to get it done. And I'm like, you have to slow down.
Yeah.
You work yourself to an early grave.
Like, it's not, this isn't where, and he's like, I know, but I'm like, as soon as I retire, this will be my job. Like, and I'll be able to do like 20 hours a week with the rentals. And it's like, when you retire.
What's the end game here, really, if you're not there to enjoy it?
Yeah. So, and that's the thing is you look at that and you go, you know, there's a lot of us that need to slow down and just chill out.
Yeah.
So, anyway. That's
I went
quite
a
a
way to
little long
wrap up
on
the
that,
podcast.
but
I think that's great, though.
Yeah.
Basically, find some balance. We're going to go to New Jersey. We're going to go on the East Coast. We're going to try and check out some cool stuff.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to meet a ton of cool people. If you're there, come say hi to us. Tell us you love the podcast.
You can be one of those cool people.
Yeah, come say hi, man. We're super excited to go to the event. We're excited to be a part of the Detailers Domain group, and just excited to see everybody.
Yeah.
So
Very
come
cool.
say hi, find us, say hello. If you see us in the airport tonight, say hi.
Yeah.
Imagine we run into like Rennie again or something.
I'm not putting it past him. Like, it could happen.
Or somebody. I mean, it could
You never
be
know.
anybody.
You never know.
Oh,
So
man.
anyway, all right, guys. Well, Dane, you want to wrap it up?
All right, guys. So if you're watching this, you're probably on YouTube at the Rag Company channel. And if you've been listening, then you're probably on shoutengine.com at the Rag Company Podcast, or iTunes, or anywhere else you may find it. But once again, when you're searching for it, the Rag Company Podcast. So leave a review on iTunes if you haven't done that already. We really appreciate it. And tell a friend. That's
Please
all we
do.
can really ask.
Yep.
Please tell a friend. So with that said, I guess this is it until we catch you in the next one.
Yep.
See you guys.